Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This is my top 10 stocks as we head into Monday, August 28th. This will be a technical analysis breakdown. So if you are someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. First off, a couple of quick clarifications. Number one, the candlestick that you see right there will be moving around. That is because the market's still open for a small amount of time. But I like to do these videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price movement. And then second, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here represents 30 minutes worth of time. So stock number one here, ticker symbol YS. Nice move up here on the gap up. It did pull back, but the key dynamic here is that it started to go sideways. If you've traded for a long time, then I'm sure you've seen situations where things gap up, and then as they pull back, well, they just keep pulling back, and they just go right back to where they started. But that was not the case here, right? The price started to level off, and then you can see as I'm talking, the price is now starting to head back upwards, which makes for an interesting scenario here headed into next week with, at least in my opinion, at least the key level of resistance to now watch very closely right up there at that level, which sits right there at $1.28. So $1.28 going to be that key breakout point, which is essentially the bottom part of this consolidation here. Is this a little kind of miniature cup and handle? Does it come up here, pull back, and then go? That's, a potential scenario. But of course, as always, maybe a scenario is it never goes up there at all because there are no guarantees in the world of trading. But the dynamic and the core point here of a watch list is to find unique, to find interesting situations and not rush out and randomly start buying stuff, but to watch and see what happens. So if you like these sorts of scenarios where you get the nice move up and then you get a pullback and then it starts to show signs of strength again, and then you get to throw out the fun question of, okay, is another breakout coming, and you like stocks down below $2, then definitely keep an eye on it. Next one, VFS. Been talking about this one quite a bit. Drew in the pattern here yesterday on Thursday, and you can see today, once again, big breakout move. So this thing just keeps grinding higher and higher. Truly a crazy looking chart, and kind of a case of deja vu because what I talked about in yesterday's video once again pertains here. We have ourselves another bullish pattern. So let's just get this into play here. So we have our area of resistance. We have our area of support. Let me change that to green. And then maybe to keep it, or not maybe, but to keep it one color to hopefully maybe make it easier to see. So we have our resistance, we have our support, we have the nice upwards move right there. For you golfers out there, make it a little bit more visual. Put the golf hole down here. We have ourselves a bull pennant pattern. So if you like bull pennants in uptrends, then definitely keep an eye on it. And while nothing is guaranteed, is it plausible to think that the price can come up here and get a break up through that level, that break in and of itself could create additional buying pressure? That's certainly a plausible outcome. Next one, GNS, and very, very nice move today. But from more of a bigger picture standpoint, very interesting dynamic here headed into next week with this key level right here. Okay, I guess it didn't quite hit it, but got close. But I'm looking at this $1.50 mark from this general area right there. And like I said, I thought it hit it right there at the naked eye, but no, it didn't quite hit it. But point here being, you got to think that a lot of people are watching that $1.50 mark. And for you cup and handle players out there, you kind of got to like this. So we have our cup. We have the handle. Now is it getting ready to move back upwards? So for those people that like cup and handle patterns, maybe this is not like the perfect cup and handle, but in my opinion, it's close enough. You can look at it from that angle, or maybe just want to keep it extra simplistic and just watch that $1.50 mark moving forward. Like I said, got the nice move up, got a little bit of a pullback here, so we'll see if it can not only push up through there and then build that much more momentum. So keep a very close eye on $1.50. And then as far as levels of support are concerned, definitely the key overarching level, all about that pink line there, which on my chart denotes the 200 period moving average. You can see last time the price was down there, did a fantastic job of holding strong. And really, before you even put too much focus on that pink line, you'd want to see that purple line hold, which is the 50 period moving average. But like I said, in my opinion, at least the most, interesting dynamic is all about that $1.50 mark and seeing if the price can push it back up there and get the break at some point next week. Next one, CANO, and big move today and got a bit of a pullback. So this is a relatively tricky chart to talk about from a presentation standpoint because, yeah, I understand that if you're some sort of day trader, flipper, scalper, or whatever you want to call yourself, and you bought right there, or maybe you bought the dip right there and your plan was to buy and sell within 12 minutes, well then yes, from that perspective, the chart looks really, really bad because it did continue to pull back. There's no doubt about it. You can't get away from the fact that there was this downtrend that formed. However, if you care about the big picture point of view, then yeah, you're going to now acknowledge and say, well, yeah, that's true, Clay. There is this downwards channel. But what was happening before this downwards channel? And those people would say, well, you had this huge explosion like that, which is now given the ability to draw a bull flag pattern. So if you like bull flags, if you like penny stocks, definitely keep an eye on it. Again, I'm well aware if you're a day trader and you bought right here, you really don't care about this pattern. But again, I'm trying to differentiate between somebody that's a very narrow, short-term person and somebody that cares about more so the bigger picture. So from bigger picture standpoint, you have yourself a bull flag. Next one here, AMC, and I'm not going to give up on this one. It's just too much of a cult stock to give up on. You got to think that there's some sort of bounce just waiting to happen, and now we have ourselves, I think we do at least, let's get this in play. One of my favorite patterns, the falling wedge pattern, which I know you would think a falling wedge pattern is bearish, but it's actually bullish, and that's what we have here. Right here, maybe make it a little bit easier to see. Now, I need to be very clear. Just because something's in a bullish pattern does not mean for sure guaranteed the price is going to go up. But the point here being is that at least makes sense that it could very well be an outcome. And like I said, back to the kind of philosophy of a watch list, if you don't like falling wedges, then this one's probably not going to be on your watch list. But if you do like falling wedges, then it's worth at least keeping an eye on. And, just interesting to see, can this price come up here and get a break up through the top part of that falling wedge right there. Now, just because it breaks, I'm not calling for a full-blown reversal, but it could make a good tradable move. Absolutely. In my opinion, a falling wedge, especially on a cult stock like this, can produce some very worthwhile movement. So if you like these sorts of patterns and scenarios, certainly keep an eye on it. Real quick, want to take a break and personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online class that I'm offering next week. So if you've been enjoying what you've seen and you want to learn more about this tool, how it can and should be used to build consistency and manage risk, then definitely get signed up for the free live training. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a link down in the description box, or if you're watching at my site, there's an area right there on the webpage. So like I said, if you've been enjoying, then definitely go get signed up for the free live class. Next one, NVDA, as it's pulled back some more here and is now at some interesting levels. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that level. Sure, it still pertains. I don't think it's really relevant right now. The more relevant levels, in my opinion, are down here at that area right there, the 452 mark. Let me change that to represent more. So the support, you can see that over time, prices come down here, found some, whoops, that's behind my ugly mug, huh? There we go. You can see right there, generally speaking, found some support, and then once again today found some support. So there's definitely a lot of people watching, and there's a lot of people willing to buy for whatever reason at 452. Now, of course, let me be very clear. That does not mean that people are guaranteed to continue to want to buy at 452. But my point here is it's at least plausible if you were to say, you know what, I think people want to buy at 452. I can see why you would think that way. That's by no means some sort of degenerate gamble, just, random or anything like that. If that level does not hold, the next key level of support right there, the 200 period moving average that you'd want to keep a close eye on, and that level down there right around the 446 mark. In terms of areas of resistance, key level in the very near term going to be all about that purple line there, 50 period moving average. Try to act as support right there, but just when it was broken, that's where foundational rules come into play. When levels of support are broken, they do tend to act as resistance. So the price does try to bounce back up there. Then that 50 period moving average going to be a key dynamic. And then from more so overall resistance level, I can see this level up here at 482 potentially causing some problems next week if the price does get back up there. But one hurdle at a time. Let's just first see if it can even cross back above that 50 period moving average. Next one, TSLA Tesla, and a big dynamic here from a technical point of view. This will mean a bit more to those of you that have been watching past videos, but you know that I've been talking about that pink line, the 200 period moving average, time and time again. And even once again today, earlier on in the day, price came up there and got rejected from it right there. But you can see late day today, the price has come up and now officially broken through that level, which presents a very fun question to be able to ask. Is this the start of something much bigger? Now, maybe you're saying, well, what kind of question is that? But think about that question. Think about what needs to happen in order to even ask that question. Well, something worthwhile needs to happen. A lot of stocks, nothing worthwhile ever happens, and it doesn't make any sense to say, oh, wow, is this the start of something bigger? But something good has happened here. Now, to be fair, no guarantees. Maybe it's not. Maybe this thing just rolls right back over. But that is a two-sided coin because, well, I mean, maybe it is, and maybe this thing really starts to build that momentum. So, again, going back to the idea of, do you find these sorts of situations worthwhile? Do you find them interesting? I do. I like asking those questions. Oh, wow, it broke out, but is this the start of something even bigger? Let's see what happens with Tesla next week. Next one, AFRM, a good solid pattern here, and one that you got to think a lot of people are watching, which once again, essentially kind of brings in the talking topic of, I'm not sure what happened there. There we go, which brings in that talking topic of self-fulfilling prophecy. So we have a key area of resistance up there at that point, and then have a bit of a support right there. Again, let me change that to green and then make it hopefully easier to see. Let's keep it all one color. So we have our resistance, we have our support, we have the big explosion right there, we have our golf hole down here, and we have ourselves another bull pennant pattern. The other bull pennant, if I remember right, was a penny stock. So maybe you're thinking, well, I like bull pennants, I just don't like penny stocks. So here you go. You have a stock that's not a penny stock, but it's not super expensive either, down below $20 with a nice solid bull pennant pattern. So let's see what happens with it next week. Next one here, ticker symbol BB, and same general idea, although this is why I like to do these when the market is still open, because you can see as I speak, this thing is knocking on the door of these highs. So maybe, just maybe, there will be some sort of breakout, although there's less than 2 minutes before the market closes. But to be fair, maybe has the breakout already happened? Let's see. Yeah, okay, I take that back. So the breakout has technically already happened right here, which brings about the key question of what we just asked on Tesla. Okay, breakout has occurred. This breakout is occurring on nice solid volume here. So is this the start of something even bigger? And if you like that question, here you go on a much lower price stock compared to Tesla, well, you know, as this one is down below the $10 mark. So yes, you actually already had this bull pennant pattern that has broken out, and now it's just a question of, is this the start of something even bigger? Like I said, if you like these scenarios, certainly keep an eye on it next week. Next one, TQQQ, which is an ETF that measures the NASDAQ. So if you believe the NASDAQ market as a whole is going to rise, this one will also rise. It just allows you access at a much lower price point, which makes it a very popular ETF. And overall, good solid bounce today. Certainly started off rough on the day, you know, with the price having this nasty red bar right there. But after that, just snapped right back upwards. And then you got to just the power of charts. So I will definitely turn this into a quick plug for that class. Get signed up. I mean, you just can't make this stuff up. I've been talking about that purple line, the 50 period moving average, and check it out. That's right where the price rejected it. And then on this big old bounce here, oh, what a surprise. Once again, that purple line is presenting problems. Now, that does not mean that the price can never get above the purple line. I'm just saying, you know, that's going to be a key level to watch moving forward. And it just goes to show that there are a lot of self-fulfilling prophecies out there, which is why I would argue you should, you know, learn how to use charts. So again, go get signed up for that free class. If the price can break above that purple line there, 50 period moving average, next key area to watch up there, that pink line, 200 period moving average right up around the 38.90 mark. And then as far as supports are concerned, overall overarching, this level down here did hold. Wasn't perfect as the price technically dropped a little bit below it, but then after the price got above it, you can see it went right back to acting as support right there, that level at 36.70. And I'll just talk about, yes, there's another one down there at 35.45, but I'd say that's kind of irrelevant right now given the price is way up there. But if the price does roll back over, then yeah, that'll be the first huge question mark of, can the price hold right there? So far so good, but it'll be interesting to see if this one can build upon the momentum that was attempted to be established today. So that wraps up the top 10 list. Again, if you like what you saw here and want to learn more about this tool and how it should be used to build consistency, manage that risk, then get signed up for the class next week, Thursday, August 31st, and that'll be at 7 p.m. Eastern time. So I hope to see you there. As far as these top 10 videos are concerned, if you enjoy this format, then do two things for me. Hit that like button, leave a comment below, say hi, tell me what you traded today, tell me what you're watching next week. But those two things help out the channel, they help out the algorithm, and I really do thank you in advance for doing that. So hit that like button, leave a comment below, go get signed up for that free class. Take care. Have a great weekend.